A very good Monday to you, and hope I find you very well indeed on what is a gorgeous, it is the only word I can use, gorgeous autumn day here in Manchester. What I want to talk about today is really on the back of this worrying thing that's in the watch world at the moment, that Rolex are putting their prices up. I'm not going to talk about Rolex putting their prices up, but that was the kind of thing that popped this idea into my head. The title is kind of indicative of what I want to talk about, but kind of not really, because it's all brands. What I want to ask the question is buying a prestige timepiece a good investment for you as a person if you're looking for a return at some point in the future? Now, we all see these adverts on television looking for investment in different ISAs or plans that will mature when you're older, pension plans, etc. But like in life in general, there is no guarantee with all these things that you're ever going to make any form of money whatsoever, because things fluctuate over time. And watches are kind of no different to that. My view on the world generally is that everything is cyclical. It comes and goes, and the old saying, what goes around comes around, and it does. So if you have decided that what you're going to do with your hard-earned cash is to go out and buy a prestige timepiece, the benefit of that, of course, is that you are going to be able to wear your pride and joy on your wrist and gain enjoyment from it, and in 10, 15, 20 years time it will still be worth the same money you paid, or if with a little bit of luck, a little bit more. That's kind of not the case, regardless what a lot of people will tell you. It seems to be the case now, but certainly it used to seem the case that people always had the opinion that having a Rolex was like having money in the bank. To a certain extent, I agree, because those 5 little letters carry a lot of oomph in this world of ours. People in general, people who don't know anything about watches, know the name Rolex, and they believe, rightly or wrongly, that Rolex is the pinnacle of watchmaking technology, and once you own a Rolex, you've made it. You've made it. You are the top of the tree of whatever branch of life you're in. Anybody who has any common sense about them, of course, will know that's not the case. Rolex, in my view, is the beginning of where real good quality, well manufactured, rounded, well screwed together watches that we would like to wear start. And the quality and the prestige and the affordability goes up from that point, or should I say the unaffordability. So buying watches that kind of you and I can afford, so let's say what we're looking at, say $2.5 grand through to maximum 10, maybe. Are we looking at putting out there 10 grand in the full knowledge that when we come to sell them on, if indeed we do sell them on, or we leave them to our children or whatever, should they want to sell them on, they're going to be worth a hell of a lot more money? Well, I don't believe they are. I think what will happen is if you go and buy a Rolex today, that it will have an immediate drop in value. If it is a standard, let's say, black subby, for instance, and over time that will level out, and the fluctuations in value will be seen both in the new and the pre-owned markets. We're seeing at the moment, certainly here in Britain, that the pre-owned market for any prestige brand is ridiculously priced. And if that is a true reflection of the value of watches, then yes, go out and buy one as an investment. But I don't think it is. What I think it is happening there is that the pre-owned watch dealers are playing on our emotional attachment to these great little machines and our belief that certain watch brands are indeed an investment. So we see these inflated prices, believing that the inflated prices reflect the actual ongoing market value of a pre-owned watch. And I don't think that's the case. There are always those watches that will buck the trend. As you know, I don't buy watches for investment, and I don't buy watches to flip. Anything I buy, no matter whether it's cost me £6, £60, £600 or £6,000, and yes, I own watches across that whole spectrum, are still with me. Unless I drop them and stand on them, they will never go in the bin. I may not wear them anymore, but I do keep them. So all my stuff is stuff that I love and I cherish, and I never sell. The one watch, as you're well aware, that I do own that seems to be bucking the trend right now is the Hulk. So it's the Submariner. If anybody doesn't know what the Hulk is, it's a Rolex Submariner. That's all it is. But it has a green dial, a beautiful green dial. And if you don't know me, if it's your first time here, the reason I bought it is because I'm a sucker for colour. That's what I am. And it has a beautiful ceramic green bezel, which is gorgeous, and it has this beautiful off-white come blue illumination at night time. And that one seems to be bucking the trend right now. I did a video which is actually my best performing video ever, which is don't buy pre-owned, because the retail price here in the UK for a Hulk is $6,050, currently being advertised on Watchfinder for a similar watch as mine for $7,250. And why you would go down that route, who knows? But there'll be people out there who are looking at that thinking, wow, if I went out and bought a Hulk today for £6,000, I could sell it for £7,000 straight away. Now, the chances are you can, but that's nothing to do with the watch, really. What it is, it's to do with Rolex holding stock back and Rolex knowing how to manipulate the market. That's what's going on there. So it doesn't matter whether you're looking at Rolex or Omega or even Longines, for instance. You know, if you're looking at a top table brand, Breitling or even Tag to a certain extent, yes, I know, I apologise. If you happen to hit a particular interesting model, for instance, and the next model I think is going to do this is the new Daytona, the chocolate. I think it's called the chocolate. Let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. Which I've actually only seen a picture of, and it looks gorgeous. The other week when I was going to go to Chester and didn't go, one of my aims was to go into the AD in Chester and see if they had that Daytona in. And I was going to try it on and see how it looked. And I think that that will be the next watch that will buck this trend, or appear to buck the trend of buying a watch and it drops in value. I think it will certainly maintain its value, and I think the chances of it having a ridiculous resale value, as in the case of the Hulk, is the same. But I think that any good quality watch, it doesn't matter, say whether it's Rolex or Omega or Breitling or whatever, in the price range that you and I, the normal man in the street, are looking at, will drop in value. It won't be a rock solid investment, and the only reason for that is not because it's a watch, and not because that I know more about using watches investment potential than anybody else. I don't. I'm not an expert. Everything I say on here is my opinion. That's what it is, and whether you take my opinion as a valid one is entirely up to you. I don't think that there are any guarantees in this world, but there are a lot of people out there within the watch community that will tell you there are guarantees in this world. What would I invest in if I were you? Gold. Again, not because it's a rock solid investment at all, but what it is a trading standard around the world. And I think if you're looking for something that you are more than likely to get back what you laid out when you bought something 20 years in the future, and this is regardless of market fluctuations, gold is perhaps the way to go. So I can hear a question. Now, Stuart, you're saying gold. A gold Rolex, a solid gold Rolex. Well, the beauty of a solid gold Rolex and the beauty of a precious metal watch, full stop, is that you, as the customer, will get more wiggle room on the negotiation because the ADs don't shift as many precious metal watches as they do stainless steel. Why? Well, because not many of us have the money to go in there and buy a precious metal watch. So to shift stock, they are allowed more wiggle room on the prices. Now, I have no idea what, let's say, Rolex will give you, but maybe they'll give you 5%. Maybe Omega will give you 10%, 7.5%, something like that. Who knows? But a precious metal watch is better at this end, i.e. the purchase end, and they may be worth more in the future, partially because of the precious metal content and partially because of the maker brand. So maybe that's the way to go if you're looking for a watch that will be worth more in 25 years' time. I don't know. So should you buy a precious metal watch? Well, I will never buy one. The chances are twofold. One, I don't think I can carry off a solid gold anything. For me, both yellow gold and rose gold, or I think in America you call it strawberry gold or pink gold, I can't carry it off. I just can't. And that I will never buy a solid gold piece. They look a little bit too ostentatious for me. And as Archie Luxury used to say before he bought one, a solid gold subby was the ultimate car salesman's watch. So if you look far enough back in his library, you will see him saying exactly that thing. And it's funny how his tone of opinion has changed now that he owns one. And as far as white gold is concerned, so actual 18 karat white gold or platinum, for instance, one, very, very costly. So again, that will take most of us right out of the market. We're never going to have enough money to buy that kind of thing. Also, unless, of course, we have some great win on some form of competition. And also, as I said in one of my older videos, I think it was called Why Would You Buy a Precious Metal Watch or something like that. For me, again, my opinion and my opinion alone, unless you know that's what you're wearing, nobody else will know that's what you're wearing, because from a distance, even relatively close up, it looks like stainless steel. Now, when I made that video, a lot of people came back to me and said, yes, but Stuart, it's the king of metals. It looks absolutely gorgeous and beautiful close up. Well, I don't know that because I've never been that close up, so I have no idea whether that's the case. If that's the case, and that gives you, the wearer, the buyer, the joy that you need, then brilliant, because that is one of the reasons why we all buy the watches we buy. No matter what that watch is, that watch gives us joy for some reason. So is buying a white precious metal watch a good investment? Again, I don't know, but possibly, if you can hit on a precious metal watch, which is going to be an iconic piece for some reason, it will turn into an iconic piece. It may well be three things there. One, the name on the dial. Two, the actual value of the metal itself. And three, because that model that you've chosen at that particular point in time has turned out to be a classic. So it may well be that if you're paying tens of hundreds of pounds at this end, the purchase end, that when you come to sell it in 20, 25 years time, it may well be worth multiple hundreds of thousands. Who knows? Nobody knows what you're buying, when you buy it, whether it's going to be worth anything at all. You know, the thing of that is, who knew that a vandal, which he is in the eyes of the law, Banksy, would ever become an iconic artist? Nobody could look at that as a possibility, but that has happened. So very, very strange things happen. So using watches as an investment, it is possible. In my view, is it likely? No, I don't think it is. If you're looking at something to pass on, yes, a watch is an ideal thing. If you're looking for something to pass on, which is going to be a guaranteed investment, which is going to gain value over time, no, I'm not convinced of that at all. And I'm sure there will be a lot of you out there who will argue on that point. But I've been subject to a lot of arguments regarding this, and nobody has come up with a stone cold, solid argument as to why that will be the case. At the end of the day, if you break something down, I own 2 Rolexes, one I'm wearing today. I may as well do a wristwatch check. I'm wearing my 1969 GMT Master 1675 Pepsi. There she is, looking gorgeous and resplendent today. So I own 2 Rolexes. This is worth a little bit of money. The Hulk will catch up and supersede the value of this, I do believe, in the next 5 years or so. But that's not why I bought it. My view is, if you buy something, a watch, which gives you joy and you enjoy wearing it, and other people happen to like it, then that's everything. That's 99.99999% of the equation. That little 0.000001 that's left is that it's worth some cash. And if you're doing it for that, don't do it. There are other ways of investing. Speak to somebody who is a success. Speak to somebody who has worked the markets around the world. Find out where that money is coming from. Invest in penny shares. Get the feeling of how to run the market. See what actually works for you. See if some of those penny shares return pounds or dollars or euros or yen or whatever in return. Maybe that's the thing to do. Or, as I said at the beginning of the video, or beginning-ish of the video, look at buying an ounce of gold now and again. It'll cost you about £1,000. It will always be there or thereabouts. And if happens again, what happened relatively recently, about 12 months ago, where gold got to its highest point ever, you are going to make quite a bit of money. But remember, keep an eye on the market and never buy anything at the top of the market. Buy either at the bottom or as it's wiggling its way up. That's the thing to do. So, buying anything as an investment as far as these great little machines are concerned, my view, don't do it. Always buy what you want. Always buy what will give you joy. Always buy what you can afford. Never get yourself in hock. And if you want to buy something that you're going to pass on to somebody else, I personally would hope that the person that we as watch collectors hand these great little machines onto are not just going to ship them off to some second-hand dealer to make a bit of this. So that's it for now, people. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what your ideas for investments are. Let me know whether you see any mark of any brand of watch coming along that you think might be worth a penny or two in the future. Queries, questions, suggestions, answers to this down below, as always. Thank you very, very much indeed for my continued flow of new subscribers. We are nearing the 600 subscriber mark. Who knew? Who knew? Thank you very much indeed. It is most appreciated, and I hope all you new guys are enjoying the kind of nonsense that I put out there. So as always, do what you do with this one. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Share it anywhere and everywhere into that wonderful, wide, wacky world of the web that we all love. If you haven't subscribed and it's your first time here and you're thinking, well, you know, he's quite interesting, but it's all about watches. No, it's not all about watches. It's all about all sorts. So have a look in the back catalogue and see what you can find there. And then when you feel that you are enough interested to perhaps watch again, press the subscribe button, which I think is down in this corner. I can never remember. It might be down in this corner. Who knows? But it's there. It's either there or there. and subscribe, and hopefully we'll keep you entertained. So people, for now, that's it. Look after yourselves, and I shall be back middle of the weekish with hopefully something else that's of interest. Bye bye.